welcome.
You forget as a coach, like, you still need to be learning.
Right, absolutely.
How to coach. Coaches need to coach how to coach.
That's why we do the adult wrestling practices, because you can still get that feeling, that gaining perspective and humility, and you can really be a lot more on the same page as your athletes.
So were you a tough older brother?
He was a punk younger brother. We were ultra competitive. Every game that we played, I think there was an unwritten rule, like, as soon as the game was over, talk some shit.
100%.
Just so you could play again.
Motherfucker, I'm old, but I'm just getting started. Get drunk, turn up with a party. Oh, but I'm just getting started. Saturday, I might do a house party.
What up, and welcome to No Genre, the podcast. It's your boy Reese Highlight Humphrey, and as always, I'm kicking it with the kids, CJ Young.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of No Genre. Shout out to our sponsors, Upward Spiral Media, for getting us here. We're here with our special guest, Jordin, Juju Humphrey. How we doing, brother?
Let's go.
Juju squared. How you doing,
squared.
buddy?
Yeah, doing great.
Juju.
Glad to be out here on the East Coast.
Jordin Humphrey, 6-time veteran world medalist, senior level world or women's freestyle coach. Oh yeah. Hey, welcome, Juju.
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
You doing great? Yeah, feeling good.
Hey, Reese, you might have to get the explain
Every
the
time.
clinking real quick for the audience.
Every time.
Okay, so, we went out to the Veteran Worlds, and we actually met up in the finals. You can enter multiple guys from the same country, and we wrestled in the finals. I wrestled Jordin, and for the 30 years that Jordan's been whooping my ass, I was like, we are going to wrestle this match. And so guys were telling us, like, are you guys going to play around in the finals? You're going to throw each other? I was like, we're wrestling.
No, this for blood. This is bragging rights at
His
Thanksgiving.
kids were there. He was like, no way. He was
No,
like, we're going as hard as we can.
we are running this back. I'm like at 1 and 30.
Yeah. This is bragging rights.
know if
Thanksgiving,
that's true, but yeah.
Christmas, and Easter's.
Yeah, and so every holiday, I used to pack these in my suitcase. So every trip we ever go on, I would find them and I'd start clinking around. There's a bunch of good videos rolling around.
Yeah, how cool for G Daddy to be coaching his sons in the Veteran World Finals.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Amazing experience, really. Yeah, such a cool thing for us both to be in the finals. Your entire family there, dad there.
He be running back and forth between corners. Get your hips up.
It's not here, it's here.
Put it. Run into the other corner.
Do it like this.
Push his head
Not
down.
like this, like this.
G Daddy used to run our high school practices. G Daddy's my dad, Jim Humphrey, multiple-time Olympic head coach and world silver medalist, but he used to run our high school practices and show technique. He'd be showing gut wrenches. My man never wore underwear. He'd be like,
He didn't believe in him.
if you're doing gut wrenches, he's like, you got to kick yourself in the butt. And all these like middle school and high school kids would be like, well, I can't listen. He goes, you guys want to look at my balls or you want to learn wrestling moves?
That's the OG, man. They do it differently.
Yeah. All right. So go into the Veteran Worlds a little bit. What's that experience like?
Yeah, incredible experience. Just to be able to compete as you get older, I think we lose sight of that, and to be able to enter those tournaments and have that motivation just for everything in life.
There's fewer opportunities.
Yeah. Like just think about how many things you compete in as a kid. You know, you have so many people in your high school, and then even college if you're lucky enough to go on. But as an adult, like after college, people don't do that. And I think it's so much fun just to get out there, put your foot on the line, and see what you still got.
Feel alive again.
Yeah.
And have a date on the calendar. These people will lose 50 pounds and really get healthy and in shape when you got a date on the calendar. Something you're looking forward to, something to get nervous about. You can actually really better yourself. And that's what I really noticed. It wasn't, I mean, obviously it's about the competition, but it was more about health and camaraderie and being around like-minded individuals and feel like a wrestler again. It was awesome.
So you
I
guys,
think, and most of those guys, I think, coach for club teams.
Right.
And I think it definitely puts you in a new mindset. Like, you coach kids all the time, and you forget, like, all the things that they go through to wrestle. You know, you forget what the weight cut is. You forget how hard practice is when you're really training. And so to be reminded of that, I think is great. It makes us better coaches,
Make you a
too.
better coach.
yeah, that's the thing is like you
definitely.
kind of get comfortable. If you forget as a coach, like you still need to be learning
Right, absolutely.
how to coach. Coaches need to coach how to coach.
Well, you start thinking, like, you know, you're telling your kid, well, you know, it's not that hard. Just do this, just do that. And then you get out there and you wrestle and you go, oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's trying as hard as possible, too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, gain a little
Just get
perspective. And so, so that's why we do the adult wrestling practices, because you can still get that feeling, that gaining of perspective and humility, and you can really be a lot more on the same page as your athletes.
And it's coaches coaching coaches how to coach and taking that back to whatever avenue they're
Say that
going
again?
into. coaching,
Coach.
how to coach, man. Never been done before. You got to think. I mean, these guys are taking it back to their jiu-jitsu room, their clubs. You know, even just their relationship with their son, how to coach them. If they're going to be taking them all these tournaments and being in the corner for them, they have to have some sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, in the
I think
sport.
the adult wrestling thing that you guys are doing is incredible, just because you're making it like, I think it hasn't been done before. Everybody, you wrestle in high school and that's it. And now that you're doing it as adults, like, and you're not making it a grind, you're coming in, you're having fun.
Yeah.
Incredible experience. I've
Changing
been to
the
those
stigma.
practices. They're really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, and so it was such a good story. We met up in the finals and got a lot of media attention. And so the Masters, I think, was a lot lower level. After that happened, every single year you see a lot more of these club coaches actually towing the line. That tournament is not easy anymore.
tough.
There's world champs and Olympians at every
What's the
at
cutoff?
every year.
Yeah.
New guys coming
Oh,
in that
at the
have been-
World. So I'm talking about at the Nationals too.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
true.
US.
Like Clay Guida showed up,
Yeah.
0-2. That's my boy. I don't want to, talk crap, but
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
him
awesome
and Uriah
too.
Faber.
What a great guy.
Best
Uriah
in the
Faber
same
and
year.
got second.
Yeah.
These dudes
No,
train
that's-
for a living. They're
that's-
still fighting.
And it's bringing a big spotlight on that tournament. So yeah, it's only up from here.
U.S. has never won that tournament, and since you jumped in and we've been doing it, I think it's garnered so much attention. U.S. has won the last 3.
Oh, shit.
Won the last
Who
3
usually
and
wins
the
it,
last
Russia?
2 on the senior level. First time back to back. Let's go.
Yes, sir. That's usually Russia winning that.
For the Worlds, yeah, Iran brings a great team every year.
And it's 35 and up.
35 to 40, 45 to 50, 40
I
to
think they're
45.
basically
45 to
5-year
50.
increments.
Yeah, A, B, C, D, and then they cut it off. If you're over 60, you're out.
Too much of a
because
liability.
Too many people getting hurt, broken ribs.
They ain't got the insurance.
So
Everything.
that's what everybody told us when we were starting the adult wrestling is that you can't do it. Everybody gets hurt. So our main goal is to change the stigma that you don't have to headbutt and go at 100 all the time. Wrestling is just as much a martial art as jiu-jitsu and everything else that you can do at an older age. Jiu-jitsu crushes that market, and there's really not that much that's franchised across the country. So we're working really hard to try and make that happen and provide the gift of wrestling to my people.
So you guys competed in the World Veteran Finals, right? But I'm sure there was an age-level World Championship at every age growing up within the Humphrey household.
Yes.
Yeah,
At-
we
at
didn't
the
start
drywall's
wrestling till
expense,
later
but-
too. So we would just like fight every day of our lives until wrestling came in.
Throwing
as high
blows with
schoolers.
G-Daddy teaching little subtle technique tips.
So were you a tough older brother?
He was a punk younger brother.
So I had to be.
No, I'll admit, we were ultra competitive.
Yeah.
Every game that we played, I think there was an unwritten rule, like as soon as the game was over, talk some shit.
100%.
Just so you could play again. And
But not too much because he didn't want me to cry.
Right.
Yeah. I would get way too much.
Can't break them.
I still don't
gotta
think
have
I've ever
enough to
been
come
in
back
I'm
for
not
round
joking.
two.
I think we fought every day of our life growing up, like physically, like fist fought each
Until
other.
I cry. And
Until
then
I cry, and I get
I don't
in
think
big
I've ever
trouble.
been in trouble. Jordan.
Would you go to
always
G?
gets it.
Yeah.
Would you go to G or Tita?
Yeah, Tita. Yeah, right.
Tita was the
Go
hammer.
to my mom.
Yeah, G
Juju's
did
G was
Hey,
G
hey,
punished
y'all
me
figure
once
it
in
out.
my entire life.
Yeah.
Okay, he sent us both to our room. Okay, and we had to have been up there for 20 minutes, and that was the punishment.
That was it,
That was
yeah.
it.
That was it.
Our
Real
entire
strict
Time out for
life.
parents.
20.
And guess
Yeah.
what? Okay, this guy, he can't take it. Right? He can't. He got sent to his room, flipped out, and G comes up after 20 minutes. He's like, "All right, you can come out now." And my room had like video games and a TV. Like
You
it
were
wasn't
chilling.
punishment at all. Yeah, I forgot.
20-minute
I
break.
forgot we were punished. Right? And he goes into Reese's room and he's not there. And he comes back and he's like, "Where's Reese? What the heck?" Right? We come. I'm like, "All right." We search the whole house, can't find him. We're in his room. He climbed out his window, jumped off the roof, sprained his ankle on the fall, and is just laying face down in the grass.
I don't like to be told what to do.
20 minutes is too long.
I'll show you.
I'll show you. I'll go break my ankle.
I jumped out
off the
30
roof.
seconds.
Blame it on
in.
him.
You think you can contain me
Can't contain me.
in my own room?
There's a crazy advantage to having a brother. I look at my
huge,
relationship
I think,
with Patches, and I was tough as shit on him, and we had 4 years in between, right? So he was trying real hard to keep up.
He was bigger than you, though, right? I mean, not growing up.
He was
but at
bigger
some point,
bigger than I was at the same age, all the way up the line.
Really.
Yeah,
big
like
bro.
He was always bigger.
no, he was smaller than me.
Yeah.
right.
Until when?
Until probably like
18?
my freshman year of college. He got up to like, I think he was wrestling 182, and that's when we were actually wrestling and having good goes. And then he would start taking me down probably his freshman summer going into sophomore year, and then from junior year on, man, it's tough for me to get a takedown. He's that good. And my grandma
he's
warned
really
me,
good.
I'd be picking on him, and it was bad, right? And she'd be like, "Well, just know, CJ, he's coming. He's gonna be bigger than you." And Grandma was right. Yeah, it's cool. I mean,
I
that
think the
brother
younger brother
relationship
has a
changes.
great. Yeah, has a really huge advantage. I mean, he's learning from the older one as well as whoever the coaches are.
He does. And honestly, now I look up to my little brother in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean?
Very
that
cool.
relationship changes.
Yeah, that's the same.
100%. Yeah, because
It goes both ways.
You can look at what, someone else that means something in your life does really well and take a little bit more value out of that just because there's that much more influence and weight to that relationship. He's excelled in so many different ways. I mean, I see it as an advantage to have a sibling like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it is a
Always.
brother or even a sister. I mean, I was middle child, older sister, younger brother. My sister right now, she's married, having her first kid December 4th.
Exciting.
Everly. Yeah, I'm pumped up for it, man. And like that's
You're the
godfather.
Yeah.
See, there's something.
come to me.
You come to me on my sister's wedding day.
Wedding day.
Family is so
I
important.
think he actually told me I'm the godfather.
You didn't know this. He's been the godfather for 12 years. He just like,
Last night he was like,
Oh,
you know
thank
you're
you.
the godfather, right? I was like, I am.
and then he started talking like, it's something special about you, Jordy, is that you live life to the absolute fullest. I always tell people that I don't think Jordan does anything that he doesn't want to do ever.
Never. Never.
How do you make
Which is
that happen
crazy.
and still be successful?
I think that there's just different ideas of what success is. I had a really good mentor when I got out of college, Jim Pearson, who ran a couple companies, created a startup, sold it for $300 million in 5 years, and I worked directly under him. And it's just one of those ideas of success isn't just about money. To me, it's about happiness and
Freedom.
That's the big thing for me. Like, I want to do what I want to do, and my job is wrestling.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I get so excited to go to work every day.
Yeah.
Really, really exciting. It's motivating. Wrestling is awesome. You can really change these people's lives, and you can feel really good about it. Yeah, it's really, really fun to do.
Key to happiness, really. That's a whole different topic, right, in and of itself. What is happiness? I think I've found it in being able
Juju
to.
is happiness.
Juju is happiness.
Look at us.
One Juju equals happiness.
One
he equals
happy.
MC Juju. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all out here chasing. And it looks different for everybody else, but once you find it, it's
I think
bliss.
you just got to analyze yourself a little bit, start to be more aware. I think all people can do that. I mean, I still want to do that, constantly change, figure out what's next.
What's your professional, if you were to say, your day job?
My day job?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a day job, to be honest with you, but
a night job.
You're working with the Airbnb, renting spaces out.
Yeah, the property investment, I've done real estate on the side for a long time, and now it's definitely hit a new level, which is really exciting. I definitely have some big goals, and goals that I think in my 20s, I dreamed of like owning multiple homes all over the world. And as I progressed, I was like, I don't even want to make that much money. So why that goal can't be real. It's becoming very real, very quick, which is very exciting. Yeah. I have an Airbnb up in the mountains in Southern California. My girlfriend has a house in San Diego. I feel like I'm living the best possible life.
San Diego.
San Diegans. I think it means an old wooden ship.
Some
So
kind
it
of
says-
soup.
I think that's true.
I think it's Saint Diego.
I don't know, some kind of soup.
Kind of soup. Okay, but you really love your job. You love wrestling. Was that always the case? High school? I feel like
No, I
you've
think-
told me you deal with a lot more pressure. And
I think, it was just, I don't know if it was the pressure when I was younger. Wrestling's hard.
It's very hard.
And I think that now what's so great about it, like now that I do the veterans and there's not that pressure. There's still pressure, I'll admit that. But I feel like I found my way of how I need to go into practice, how I want to train, and it's not that Iowa mindset of like grind, go as hard as I can every day.
Yeah.
Just like go in and play wrestling. I think
it's so different when it's your choice too. Like
Yeah,
having a
true.
coach
I
on you,
think
got to
Dad
do
did a
these
good
6
job,
a.m.
yeah.
runs. You got to do this many goes. Like as the coach, you get
I don't
to
like being told what to do, like you.
right.
Right?
Never.
I do what I want to do all the time.
You can't ground me.
Yeah. Now I just coach myself, which is definitely not the best idea.
But that same
it's
way
for
reflects.
me, I at
works
least will
best
do
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
That same way reflects in how you're coaching your athletes now, right? You're trying to take that same approach and put pressure where it's needed, and then also allow them the freedom to be creative when they're drilling certain technique, right? You show them. I think Bo actually said this really well. He's like, show me something, show me some stuff, and then I'm going to go play it and execute it.
Bo Nickel.
Right away, yes. One of the things that they do well over at Penn State, you think about what's the fairy dust that they're sprinkling all over their guys. I think it feeds the creativity that guys already come to their school with. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're getting.
They all look like they really enjoy going to practice too.
Yeah, but
and that's
it's
really
not
hard
just-
to do when you're a college athlete.
It's not just having fun.
lot.
Like everybody just labels it as having fun. It's more.
Yeah, but
to it.
it's really hard work,
there's-
but they enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of the same stuff. It's really fun. We're all laughing during the warm-ups at the NJRTC. We got loud music playing. Everybody is really good friends. We're really close. Sometimes on the senior level, you have to be so selfish. You guys split apart. Our guys are at the mat watching our other guys. It's a team. And I think it benefits us. I see that a lot over at Penn State too.
What was it like under Tom Ryan at OSU?
I mean, the collegiate teams, you're a team. You know, these guys live together.
Yeah.
But when you get to the senior level, we were really close too, but we all had our own lives. A bunch of those guys had families.
I just
when
mean
we were
like
training full time.
You know, having both of you guys. Obviously, you guys were teammates.
Us together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And then you look at the college system versus what it's like to be an RTC coach and the senior level athlete. You know, they are professional athletes that can manage themselves up to a certain point, right? But what was it like at OSU under Tom Ryan? You guys, what was he there your sophomore year?
So for me, it was having a coach forcing me to do these specific runs. You have to coach a whole team, so you're trying to find the best for everybody at the same time. But for me, I didn't need to be doing sprints. I only run, when I was doing the senior level, I only ran for the reason of cutting weight. So if I cut weight running 2.5 miles, that's what I would do. So I would just acclimate to those certain things. So it was very specific to me. When I was with the team, it was a little bit overtraining. We had their specific runs, and then I'd have to do extra to make weight. And that was a little bit more grueling, and I think it's grueling for everybody in the collegiate season. It's a little too long. Everybody gets beat up. So many different weigh-ins. But as soon as I got to step out of that, night before weigh-in was awesome for me. And then competing every 8 weeks opposed to every Friday, Sunday was huge for me. I could really prep and train and not just be cutting weight all the time. So that was a little bit difficult for me. But Jordin lived with me. He's older than me, but he lived in the dorms with me because I had to. So that was awesome.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun.
Which was really fun, and we could sneak alcohol in there because he was old enough.
Sick.
The RA used to come in here and be like, how is this in here? Go, you want to see my ID?
Yeah.
He was not happy.
How cool is that college days when you can literally like walk a couple doors over, play some Mario Kart at any given point in the day?
Nothing like it.
And then now you go to like everybody scattered across the country. Like it's fewer and further between. You get all the boys together. It's crazy. College really is those golden years.
Just because you have so many people your age that are in such a close proximity. Like, and God, I live in California, and my friends are an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
I have to drive far just to hang out with people, which is crazy.
It's a whole ass logistical nightmare to get all of my college friends in one place. And that's why it is a little bit more special when you do spend time with everybody. Right?
Yeah, and everybody's got their own things going on. It is really hard to make new friends, but we make a lot of good friends on these international trips because you're just forced to be around each other. Similar to a collegiate program, you're forced to bleed and sweat together. That's why they become your brothers. I get that on these overseas trips, but yeah, it gets way, way harder. That's why I really like the adult wrestling stuff too, because get these people together over and over and you become really close.
Talk about that world travel. Juju,
Juju's the world traveler.
Yeah, you've been
40
everywhere,
countries,
huh?
baby.
40?
Yeah, 40
What's
countries.
your favorite?
Switzerland just hit my new number one.
For what reason?
Well, I love the mountains. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. I'm such a nature guy. I don't want to be in cities.
They got mountains?
I just came back from, what? Are you kidding?
So they got like
Switzerland
you can do trails
is just
and
all
like,
mountains. It is unreal.
Ever heard of the
Honestly,
Swiss Alps?
Ever heard of Swiss hot chocolate?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
right.
there too.
That's not
That's
it.
there too.
No, yeah, that's where it's made. You went to the factory and did a tour.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, how much? Okay,
I don't even do the tourists.
That's what you would do.
okay. This is something that I've wanted to do my whole life, but haven't gotten the opportunity.
He
to.
loves Swiss cheese.
And we've talked about this
he's holy.
Swiss. I love Swiss beats.
He's really holy, this guy.
Yeah. We were talking about going to Belize for a second. You know what I mean? Because you've been, I guess, someone that's enabled my goal to travel. You know, you're kind of giving me ideas
I just
on what's
think I'm
good.
such a proponent of it for everyone.
Yeah.
I think that everyone should travel. It just teaches you so much about the world, so much about yourself.
Would you say Europe first, just because you could do?
I think Europe's really easy.
Yeah, and you could
I'm
do
really
so much
excited
in
because
so-
I've done all of Europe. I'm really excited to go and do Asia. And so that's my big thing. I haven't been to that side of the world yet. I know it's going to be completely different.
Shanghai?
I mean, I think China's a different story, but it would be cool. But again, like I don't want the city. If I go,
Rural China.
Yeah, I want to see the city for like 4 hours and then get out.
Yeah, you gotta check it off the list.
Yeah.
How you hit the nightlife if you're only there for 4 hours?
Yeah, I mean,
You come back.
depending on who you're
Depending.
Yeah, but he is a big nature guy. Dude wants to pet a bear.
I want to wrestle a bear.
No, I have pet a bear.
You pet a bear?
Yeah, in Georgia.
Okay.
It was
How'd that go?
honestly, it was so great. It was like
It was so great.
It was so
It's a
great.
lifelong
It was so
dream
great.
of
Well,
his.
everything I
yeah,
ever
it comes
wanted.
back
So
to
it's not
the-
just pet a bear. You
the-
want to have a bear.
When we moved out to California together, I want to have a tiger. That's what I.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Isn't it harder to do that since Tiger King? Like you can't. For a little bit, there
You
was
can't
more.
do it. I don't think I'll do it in this country.
There were
That's
more
for sure.
tigers in like the U.S. than there were in the world
Really?
population for a little bit when it was getting out of hand. The tiger handlers and shit. Yeah, the Tiger King opened our eyes to that type of
Very strange.
nonsense.
So when we first moved to California, day 2 of us being there, we went on a hike. We walked out of the car and stepped 50 feet away from the car, and we saw a bear.
Where?
When we moved to California together. And so we saw a bear on day 2. And so we were like,
This must be normal.
Yeah, we were like,
normal.
oh, this must be normal. And we're looking at it and we're like, Reese goes, let's see how close we can get. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like when it sees us, it'll take off. We start creeping up on it. It turns and looks at us.
Started creeping towards us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we back up. We go back to the car, and the bear is. Everyone gets in the car. Reese, Mare, the kids, everybody gets in the car, and I'm standing outside the car, and I'm like, I'm gonna touch it. Yeah. I'm gonna touch it.
And these guys are like, leave, hit the gas, leave.
Mare
Leave
was
Juju
so
with the bear.
mad.
Oops, my world championship medals fell.
But I didn't pet the bear that day, and it bothered me for years. Like literally was one of the biggest regrets of my entire life.
Because you felt like you would have had a deep enough connection.
Oh,
with the bear.
Mare was mad. Mare was like,
Yeah, get
"Do
in the
not."
car.
You're
She was
threatening
like,
all of our
what
lives.
if it attacks you? I was like, and it wasn't a full size bear. Like that's the disclaimer.
It's just a teenage bear.
yeah, it was
Teenage
all right.
bear.
Like,
He had a backwards hat
I was
on.
like, but I told Mare, I was
Skateboard.
like, I have good vibes. It has good vibes.
Skateboard.
It's gonna be okay. And I'm like reaching for it. Like I'm like this far away, and she screams.
You almost lost that hand.
Well, she screamed bloody murder, right? Like scream.
not
Which is probably what's going to kill you.
And I was like, I was like, do not scream when I'm trying to touch this bear. And so she was having none of it. She wouldn't let me touch it, and I regretted it for years. And fast forward a couple years later, I was in Georgia. We were doing a wrestling camp out there, country Georgia, not state Georgia. And we went out drinking one night, and this city that we were in was really run down. Like after the Soviet Union got like out of that city, it like crumbled.
Yeah.
From all the bears.
No.
Okay.
But we're out drinking, doing karaoke, and we go walking around, and they had this like they had this big park, and we're walking around the park at 2 a.m, and there's this zoo like randomly in the middle. I don't know. I mean, clearly it couldn't have been abandoned because all the animals were still alive. But we're walking through it, and I see a bear, and I was like, "This is my moment.
This is the time I can do it.
Yeah. So I reached my hand in that cage and touched the bear.
You did.
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
I got a video of it.
So I don't want to burst your bubble, but that doesn't count.
I agree.
'Cause there was a
I
cage?
agree.
Yeah,
Don't think
you
that.
can't be safe touching the bear.
Yeah. Don't
Just
think that
looking
I
the
know
other
that.
way.
I know that.
You
Yeah.
gotta touch a wild bear.
I know.
You haven't touched a bear.
I
your
I
bare
have
hands.
I have them at my house up in the mountains, and everybody I've talked to, they won't let me put food out because I want to kind of attract them. I'm pretty sure I can be friends with them. That's my.
I feel like you're gonna get a lot of unwanted animals if you start leaving food out.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
No,
bear
no,
food.
Mountain
we've
lions
had them
and
like
tigers
climb down
and
the
bears.
stairs, and every time I see them, I definitely walk towards them and try to pet them.
Hey, buddies. What do you say?
Just that.
Come here. Come.
No, you start playing. No, they're teenage bears, right?
Yeah, Barry.
So you start playing some Green Day, some Blink 182.
Some Barry White.
Some Barry White.
Very right. That's the key.
We were talking to Lance about this. Like they used to have,
Lance had a bear.
yeah. What was it called? The traveling bear.
Leon.
Leon, the traveling.
That's a guess, but maybe.
Buddy, the traveling bear. I want to do this. You see the Russians doing this stuff. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if they take the nails off or if they are wild bears.
I don't know if they're wild bears.
But I know
They're
my
not
move.
wild. I think if you
But you
grow
wrestle
up with
them.
them,
I know my move.
Yeah, you
Whenever-
get $1,000 if you pin the bear. You got to pay $10 to play.
I know what I would do.
But you can't pin a bear. Is what he was telling us. Their backs are rounded.
Yeah, I think it was like Dave Schultz or
Yeah,
Mark.
Yeah.
we told the whole story on the other pod.
Oh, nice.
So, do you know your move? If you ever get the chance to wrestle a bear?
Bear hug. Gently. Come here,
Gently bear hug.
here, buddy. You're not going to overpower him. You got to coerce him.
Yeah.
All right, so you get it? It goes big old right collar tie,
That's what he does.
jacket. This is what I'm doing.
To the underhook.
Yeah, to an underhook.
Yeah.
Right? And I
This
got
is
bear.
he's standing up with you.
Yeah, bro. I don't know how big this bear is. I just know, like, my first move, bang. Make sure he knows I'm there. Underhook. Fake. He throws them little limbs back.
You think he's
Yeah,
throwing
that's
his
what
legs
he's gonna
back?
do.
He's throwing
He's
his legs
ready.
back.
The
Dude,
bear's
these
not
bears have.
crawling
No,
on
I've
the
seen
woods.
enough. I've watched enough film. I've watched enough film. They have reaction time. He's
How
throwing
much
them like
film?
back.
One
Couple,
bit?
2 tree. Snap to a front head.
Yeah.
Running,
You're
crusher.
pancaking it.
Their arms don't go
Crusher,
behind their back.
cow
though.
catcher, and then I'm gator rolling this Johnson. I'm ventriloquist
Right
Johnson.
through.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a gator rolling the 800-pound
800-pound bear. It's the only way to beat him.
Yeah.
I've done enough research. I know what I need to
That
do.
is
I'm
so
sticking to
smart.
my game plan. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be sick.
I think
And then you
that's
keep
the-
yourself
that's-
away from the dangerous. Never near his teeth. Never near his
Nipples.
nails. Nipples. Never near his belly button. Yeah, no bear hugs in sight. I'm pinning a bear at some point. I feel like if I just at least
G Daddy
speak it
said
into a
that he's
manifestation.
been to a couple of these shows. He's got a great duck under. He ducks
Oh,
his head and
bear
he
did.
swipes your knees.
The bear?
Yeah.
So they,
These
dude, I'm
Mets are
telling you,
in
they are
the Bears
constantly
doing
They do
wrestling.
these contests out in Oklahoma and G-Day say like all these cowboys come out there with their elbows out. And
Can you imagine just hitting a little outside step super duck from a brown bear?
yeah, that's going to ruin your buzz.
Kind of a wild concept. Kind of a
You
wild
got to
concept.
be a little bit drunk to want to wrestle a bear if you're not Dave Schultz.
What's the best Dave Schultz story?
Can't tell it.
I agree.
Can't tell it.
Literally, that was my thought. I was like, can't tell those stories.
Yeah, I don't know. Just he was almost like a father figure to us growing up. We used to live on the farm down at Foxcatcher when we were little babies, and so many naked pictures of us running around.
Running around.
I mean, Christmas naked. I don't know why we did that. Dave and my dad
I've
are
never
weird.
seen these pictures.
No, but that's love. Dave was, different human.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
best
everybody
ever,
loved him.
dude. I would have been
Yeah.
so good. My dad was obviously a great technician, but if I had Dave Schultz in my corner, he would have 100% been in my corner the whole time.
Yeah.
Being able to listen to your dad is very difficult. You could say no to dad, you can't say no to coach. When your dad is both, it's really a difficult thing. There's just so many barriers you got to go through. If I had Dave Schultz to listen to,
Yeah.
you just say yes all the time because you know he's the GOAT.
And
Yeah.
and it's sad to think about and talk about a little bit, but where do you think Dave would have taken his career? Like, he was still wrestling.
He was going to be done in 96.
Right.
He'd definitely
And then
be coaching.
coaching
He'd probably be the
USA?
he'd
'Cause he just
Team
loved
USA
it.
coach. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
He was.
When he lost to Kenny Monday in the Olympic trials finals, he was Kenny's coach
Oh, no shit.
in the corner. He's got
Yeah,
Kenny
before
up
the
on his
Olympics,
shoulders when
yeah.
Kenny won. Yeah,
Dude.
really cool. Like that kind of person.
Went on. You think he ever would have coached
Sure,
college?
you wouldn't see that today.
Maybe.
Maybe
He
college.
would have coached whatever he wanted to. He was the best technician of their time for sure.
Yeah.
He learned Russian so he could learn technique from the Russians. He would go to compete in Tbilisi and they'd be screaming, Dave Schultz, Dave Schultz.
Yeah, he was loved
Speak
everywhere.
their
huh?
language, and he was awesome.
Yeah, I think everything that happened to Dave really impacted our life because, I mean, Dad and him were best friends, and after he passed, G stopped coaching.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he didn't push us to do it. We didn't wrestle until basically high school.
Yeah.
I guess
I
middle
was
school,
middle school,
like,
sixth grade.
I was late middle school,
Yeah.
You wrestled in sixth grade, not seventh.
not
and
seventh,
eighth.
eighth grade. Yeah, and it
That's
wasn't
crazy,
for real.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
G-Daddy probably biting his tongue like, you can quit if you want, buddy.
You want to do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy
that
how he
would've been
brainwashed you guys.
That would have been a whole different thing if Dave was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have. I mean, if Dad was still in the
Yeah, really.
wrestling world,
Yeah,
right?
like,
Like he stepped out of the wrestling world, and I completely forgot who he was and what he did before.
Yeah, 'cause
I
we've
went out
talked
to the
about
middle school
that.
team,
Yeah,
and
he
the
was
middle
in
school
sales
coach was
the
like,
whole time
Yeah.
we were growing up.
Yeah,
He wasn't really pushing wrestling or around wrestling much when you guys were growing up.
Like,
aside from
looking
like,
back, there was always like wrestling books around. I'm sure all his buddies that came over were wrestlers, and he would drop those little hints. But somehow he tricked me. Like he showed up to practice one day to coach. I was like, "Dad, you're good at push-ups, but what are you doing here?" Like that's how oblivious I was to my
How
dad
good he
being
was.
one of the greatest coaches in USA wrestling history.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
You guys found it on your own.
Sneak attack, Jedi mind
Yeah,
trick,
Jedi
mind trick.
G-die tricks.
No, Qui-Gon G.
Qui-Gon G,
Qui-Gon G. Yeah.
Anakin G Walker.
Anakin G. Walker. Hey,
Okay.
Juju,
yes.
What?
let's play this song. That
Oh
you got.
yeah, so we do a lot of
Just play.
music. Yeah, this is a great story. So
Curveball.
we do a lot of music, and so when we moved out to California, we moved out together from Ohio and Indiana.
You wouldn't on and take on a Titan Mercury position, or was that what you did and you did at RTC club?
Yeah, we were the coaches of that. We went out there together to coach, doing what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of Jordan's good friends, Alex Sparks, went out to LA to pursue music. And so he's in the studio all the time, and Jordan does a song with him. And so we were listening to all the music, and CJ goes, like this is one of my favorite songs, but it's so easy to sound good when you got like a famous rapper on it. And the famous rapper was Jordan.
Bro, I come back, I'm like, dude, I dove into Sparks' music, bro, and like I'm like, I was messing with a lot of it, and like, I think he's really talented, but there's this one song, and the hook on this one song is fire, bro. I played this song for him, and I had no idea who JJ Blade was.
JJ Blade. that would be Juju.
Juju.
Juju Blade.
My mind was blown, bro.
Perfect. Come on, girl, you know I really like you. Don't you know I only want the wife you?
Okay.
I would never cheat no one like you. Cause you are all I see, no life without you. Come on, girl, you know I really like you.
Go ahead.
Don't you know I only want the wife you? I would never cheat no one like you. Cause you are all I see, no life without you. Just know the lyrics, shut the hell up, I know it.
He's like, hard.
I think when I was making music with him, and Reese got to see it up close, that's a big part of why you guys are doing it now.
Oh, he's the biggest reason, and that stems from his influence.
He was like, I can do this.
Yeah,
I remember
I used
we
to
were at
ask
your house
him,
right
yeah.
before you were moving out to Jersey.
Yeah, I was be like, you should have me on one. He's like, come on. And there's so many people that say that to us, like, God, I really want to get in there. Come on. But it's not that easy. Like, you got to still write the lyrics. It's not going to be as good as you want it to be, but you only can go up.
Yeah, and here's the thing:
Just
it's that easy, you know. And just like you pulled me into the music, just like Sparks kind of allowed you that experience that brought you into music. We're trying to do the same with everybody else. Like, people think like when we're posting about like come join the party, you know, it's like we're just kind of saying we're partying, but no, we do want to bring people in and like experience this, because if it's that easy, if we could do it, anybody can do it. Everybody that's had a thought about even like
because everybody's dabbled.
Everybody dabbles.
Take
everybody
it
writes a
seriously,
poem or a
hardest.
lyric. You know what I mean?
It
Freestyles.
won't be that good, and then try it again.
Yeah, come on.
It's just like anything, just do it. And
Yeah, the thing that actually got me in, so obviously a lot of influence from Sparks, but one of Meredith's coworkers, Brian, at Orange Theory, was at a producer called Cinnabite, was the first guy I went to, and he was like, just go in, write a song and do it. I wrote the song. I never wrote it down. I just had it in my head. Not once did I write the lyrics down. I went in, did it, loved it, you know, posted it. It was really cool, got some good feedback, and then I was hooked. I did about a song a year, and then when I brought CJ in, he kept saying, like, I want to do it. I want to do this. And I'm like, then let's go. Yeah. I got CJ in there one time. We haven't left. Yeah. We do this shit every single day.
Hooked, yo. Yeah. Because it really,
we got on here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly.
It really is about the process of it is so much fun. You know, like, I'm enjoying making music, being in the studio, writing my thoughts down. It's therapy to me. Yeah. It really is. And like, that expression is why I do it. And if people like what we put out, that's a bonus. I mean, I think that's really honing in on that aspect of the process is important too, because I'm not trying to make anything crazy happen, but if it happens,
I mean, that'd be cool awesome if everybody listened to our stuff and really bumped it and partied with us. That would be really, really cool. But for me, like, when I wake up, the times that I'm the most happy is when I'm chasing something, and I chased that so long to trying to be an Olympic champ. And when that was over, I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do with my hands, you know? And so I started doing music. I'm always chasing trying to create different ways to promote things and sell stuff, and ebooks, and music is such an easy one to get after every day. Adult wrestling is such an easy one to get after every day. It's exciting. I wake up with enthusiasm and chase it, but I also get to do it on your approach at my own speed. Yeah. Whenever I want to do it. And
what you want to do,
whether people listen or not, it's such a fun journey. It's just so fun.
And this is the newest one. This is the newest side mission.
What was the very first song you did?
The Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am the man. No, not conceited.
No, not conceited. But a little bit conceited.
I got a plan.
But a little bit conceited.
But pretty conceited. Come listen to me.
Hey, Juju. This has been a sick conversation.
Such an awesome conversation.
We got ourselves a little bit of a gift for you here. A little No Genre t-shirt.
Strap life,
take that back to Cali with you.
This is actually a little one. Look. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I think I'm a little bigger.
Little crop top for the kid. I don't know how they do it out there in Cali.
Awesome, Jordy. It's always a blast, man. Every time I get to see you, we got to continue to make it happen. CJ,
that's love.
Good pod. If you like the podcast, throw us a like and subscribe at youtube.com/highlighthumphrey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
That's love.
Why do people call you the serial entrepreneur, man? It's crazy.
Because I'm just not stopping. I got people now from my family reaching out, slow down with all these new different businesses and me. And it's like, no, I need to speed up. A rocket doesn't pause before breaking out of the atmosphere. So why would I?